Hello and welcome to Andrew's Art Update podcast thingy. I'm your host. I'm not your host. There's no host. This is a podcast that is here to update you about me, Andrew. What's been going on in my life artistically for the last week or so. I am extemporizing today. No time to do a script. Things are getting crazy. So we're now rehearsing 3 days a week for the YTG show. I'll get to that in a second. But it leaves me Fridays usually to get things. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, rehearsal. Tuesday, teaching. Friday is my day to get stuff done like this. Unfortunately, tonight is Nerd Night. I'm recording this on Friday because I don't want to try to do it. Tomorrow, Saturday, is also nuts. I got to get up early to go into Kawasaki to drop some stuff off. And then I've got a meeting with a friend. And then I've got a meeting with a very close friend. And then I've got a meeting with my set designer where we have to go price out wood so we can start building the set next week for the YTG show. So yeah, I've already jumped into updates. I should say, I'm doing this without a script in front of me. As I record this no, that's not where I'm going. Here's where I'm going. If you know me, you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to listen. Don't feel obliged. But I'm happy to have you here if you're interested in what's going on. If you don't know me, I don't know how you found this, but hi. You can listen if you want. And if this is your first episode, I think it's best to jump to listen to episodes 1, 2, and 52 if you want to get caught up and get a little bit of context. In general, I don't recommend listening to all the episodes. This is not something that's designed to be consumed in that way. So your best bet is to just sort of dip in here and there if you want to get a sense of what's been going on. Maybe listen to the week before to get caught up. So what's going on? YTG updates. As you know, YTG, we're working on the summer show, which is working title still Oblique. We made a lot of progress this week. I had to miss Monday because I was on a camping trip. Photos of that coming, I would say soon, but I think that's optimistic given how crazy things are right now with my workload. So Monday I wasn't there, and of course a bunch of decisions got made as usual whenever I miss a rehearsal. And then Wednesday we worked. Oh, Tuesday. So I'm teaching at the university, and I had to have a meeting. The night before I got this message. Can we ask a few questions about the set? And then like the question, I'm like, do I need to? I asked Clara. I said, Clara, do I need to stress out about this meeting? And she's like, oh no, we just have a few questions. So Tuesday afternoon rolls around. I'm supposed to be preparing my material to come in with on Wednesday for rehearsal. And I find an empty classroom, which is really hot. And we start the call. And their question is, can we like completely not use the set we've come up with and break it? Like, because it's a set with 4 stages with the audience on 4 sides so that there's always something the audience can't see. And they're like, well, the stuff we were working on would be easier on one stage with just the audience on one side. And I was like, well, this is sudden and we have to make the decision this week. And I just like everything, this happened last year too. Every time I wasn't there because I had a commitment, the group would make really big decisions. Although this year, they're good. They at least talk to me. Last year, they would just vote and just make the decision without me. Without me being present. So yeah. Anyway, just the all the things that would come with changing the set, just going through my mind, like, Maria's designed this. This is based on something we kind of came to, like the group who was meeting in the winter came to sort of an agreement on, and Marie and Gordon have done this work designing it. And we talked about, okay, maybe the idea is that we'll build it in such a way we could go either way. Which complicates the build a little bit, but would it be possible? But anyway, as it happens, so we do my stuff on Wednesday. We're coming on Thursday, basically with my feeling that the characters and the ideas that I've yes-anded in on Wednesday are kind of out the window, and then basically things are turned around. And while we're working with some of the ideas that they had before, the sort of plot points they came up with on Monday are now again out the window, and we're back to what I'd suggested originally, which was let's just create material and we'll put it together because it's the best way to work on this kind of thing. So they they came around. Or rather, they discovered that on their own, and I think that's best that they came to that idea on their own without me pushing it. Like I said it a few times, and then I kind of just let it sit. And I thought, well, because I had this whole thing with I don't want to be the dictator of the show. I don't want to enforce my like artistic vision or my idea of how the process works on everybody. Yes, I've had the experience of having done this a dozen or more times with different groups and sort of have an idea of what works and what doesn't, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, like the point of this group is that it's collective and I'm not in control, even though it's very stressful to relinquish that control. And so that's, yeah. Anyway, so it looks like that's sort of how we're proceeding. Yeah, it's going to mean that our last week is going to be nuts, especially because I talked to the space this week about scheduling, and we've got a whole week. We've got I think an 8 or 9 day period where we can't get into the first floor into the main space to work. And because the show is so big with the multiple stages, we really needed that. So it looks like the show is really going to come together in the last few days before the performance, which I think is freaking them out. They're all used to a more normal process where like the last week or two, you're just repeating. You're just practicing and repeating. But having done this a bunch of times, that's not how it's ever happened. Usually the last week, we're repeating, like we've got the scenes and we've repeated the scenes, and it just now we're finally repeating them in order. So that's what's going on there. And I have the backing track for the song I was working on for the new version of I Speak in the Halls of Power song that I'm using as, I don't know, we might use it in the show, we might not, but I'm using it sort of as the basis for one of the characters. Maybe. I mean, I'll introduce it properly next week. I've given them the lyric. I've read them the lyrics, but I'd actually like to do it as a song. Anyway, I have a bunch of ideas, and hopefully I have some time on Sunday to get them down on paper. So I come in on Monday with things that week that are actionable. And yeah, so that's sort of where we are. It's just been it's been super stressful, super busy week. And then because Nerd Night is tonight, I have not had time to, I've been scheduling my farts basically. At this point, I'm having to go into Google Calendar and schedule when I can fart. And then this morning with Nerd Night, so I prepared the slides. So basically the events slides. So the ones that are like, hey, this is Nerd Night, and here's our trailer and all that kind of stuff, and the ads for YTG and things like that. So I was starting to work on that, and I opened the software, and it's like, oh, you're in demo mode because we can't contact the license server. I go to the licensing server, it's down, and it's got a message, oh yeah, we're down. Our host we're having our host. So there's an error message basically. And I don't know there's no indication of how long this is going to take. And I'm like, I can't. So I had to open up the laptop I'm going to be running the show off of and build the thing on there. And then my plan was just, I would hibernate that computer, not actually shut it down, so I wouldn't lose that material. Luckily, after like 2 hours, the licensing server came back on, and I was able to save the file, so I don't have to worry so much about that. But that was very stressful. What else? Photography stuff. Yeah, the camp photos will be coming at some point in the next 4 or 5 weeks. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I think that's it. I got to get ready for Nerd Night. I got to leave like now. And I'm just recording this because I'm not going to have another chance to record. So this is being recorded on Friday, the 19th. I'm probably going to release this on, let's be honest, it might be Saturday night my time if I'm lucky. Probably more likely Sunday morning. Yeah, getting home. So Nerd Night is now in Tokyo again. So I've got the good thing is I probably won't have to stay as long for cleanup. The bad part is it's a much longer commute home. And I'm going to be carrying a lot more stuff because I can't leave anything there the way I can when we're doing it at the theater. So I'm going to be zonked, and I have to get up early tomorrow morning because I've got an internship interview for someone who wants to come next in this coming fall. Anyway, so that's what's going on. A bunch of stuff this week. Have not had time to work on the Be the Audience project, but you can still check that out at awolner.com/be-the-audience. Yeah, and I'm still posting every day, at least one photo a day on Instagram. That's still happening. And yeah, we're in show season now, so I'm stressed to the max. And from next week, Hammy is not in school, so he's at daycare for most days. Some days he's going to have to come with me. And yeah, it's just going to be busy. The next few weeks are going to be busy. I might have to give up the sleep schedule that I've been keeping since I got back from Canada in March, and I might have to start sleeping till 7 again in the morning and going to bed at like 2. Just to get everything done. We'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can keep the balance, and I can keep a little bit of sleep hygiene and do more of a 10 to 5 a.m. schedule. But yeah, we'll see. It's weird. When I get up at 5, I don't actually get that much more done. So I feel like if I stayed up, I'd probably get more done. The problem is that once I stay up, I have trouble getting back. I have trouble then doing a cutoff and going to bed to make sure I get like 7 hours of sleep, and I'll get 5 or 4 instead of 6 or 7. So that's the issue with that. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for putting up with my completely unscripted performance. And yeah, Andrew out.